Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing fine. This is Fathers of Nation, essay questions. We're going to call this one essay question number one because in that order, we're going to have other ones which are coming in the same sequence. So we're going to have essay 1, 2, 3, 4 in that particular order. So you don't have to miss. Buckle up. In fact, the best thing to do right now, even in case you bumped across this work accidentally, is to subscribe. By you subscribing means that you will not be left out for our future uploads, our future updates. And that will put you in place to sequentially know where we've come from, where we are, and where you're going. And so without that much further ado, we're going to dive straight into it. Of course, this is still Liberty Media Class, the rebranded Liberty Media Class. In this particular platform where we share all this particular content, we've got many playlists. This is one of the other playlists, one of the very many playlists which are on this particular platform. So in case you're maybe headed towards to YouTube, you search there Liberty Media or Freshala. You'll be guided to those particular playlists. Specifically, go to this playlist. If you are the lovers of literature, you'll find tons and tons of work that I've uploaded there. So without that much further ado, let's dive into it. Using illustrations from Fathers of Nations, write an essay to demonstrate how seeking revenge results in more pain. Using illustrations from Fathers of Nations, write an essay to demonstrate how seeking revenge results in more pain. Our autograph or our topic sentence up there. Sometimes we suffer at the hands of others. Usually, we feel the urge to get even, to retaliate. However, seeking revenge leaves one with more pain or anguish, as in the case of Professor Kimani and Engineer Tahir in Paul B.Vitta's Fathers of Nations. First, when Professor Kimani's wife runs off with a brandy member of parliament, he seeks revenge but ends up in more anguish. Initially, Professor Kimani is a trailblazing tutor who joins the University of Nairobi as a high-flying senior lecturer in its Institute of Development Studies. He also marries a campus beauty, Asia Omondi. This is before he becomes a professor. His woes begin when Walom steals his wife. When Asia tells him that she is leaving him for Walom, he asks if it is for his money. Before, professors used to earn more than MPs. Now MPs earn 100 times more and are also exempted from paying tax. A legal coup. Due to the recession, Professor Kimani is strapped for cash. He eats in a low-end restaurant and his car is down again. He will fix it when he gets the next salary. Asia humiliates him when she asks him to quit teaching and join politics like newborn Walomo, who now owns 4 cars unlike Kimani, who only has a dying old Toyota. It is painful for professors to lose his wife, or in this particular case, professor to lose his wife to a rowdy fellow and former junior colleague. After Tony's death, Asia loathes him, and her hatred and gloom culminate when she quits their 30-year marriage. She mocks him that Tony would still be alive if he had a real car. He limply defends himself, saying that Tony did not die in their car. She's 60 when she leaves him. Kimani seeks revenge when he visits Walom's office. He insolently refers to the MP as a fat baboon and even tries to physically assault him. The 3 blows miss and he even falls down. Instead of closure, Kimani suffers more pain. Walomu humiliates him by talking about statistics of wives stealing in USA, Britain, and Greek. He also boasts about his 3 beautiful wives, making Kimani appear like a green-eyed, sore loser. Apart from his humiliation, Kimani is locked up for 6 months for assaulting a member of parliament. He's also demoted from the position of professor to senior lecturer for disgracing the university. Tony's death, desertion by Asia, and mistreatment by the university test him hard. These 3 losses hardened into a grudge. After his jail term, he is weary due to lack of sleep. He even decides to walk out of the teaching job, a post he had initially proposed to do for life. Surely, seeking vengeance may cause more harm than good and pepper salt on a wound. Apart from that, when engineer Sahif Tahir feels rejected by a junior female colleague, he is infuriated and decides to avenge. Does this vengeance buy him peace? Of course not. He becomes even more restless. It causes him nothing but pain. Tahir falls in love with a kind woman aptly named Rahma, Arabic for very kind. She has big smile and big eyes. She's beautiful. Rahma is Tahir's junior by a million miles. This difference in rank is ironically a disadvantage to Tahir. This is because he cannot stand the indignity of rejection by a junior colleague. Tahir regrets obsequiously, saying Sabahir, and quickly invites Rahma to a tomato soup assertively. It is Wednesday. He suggests a tomato soup date during the weekend, giving the lady 4 days' notice. She does not say a thing, but her big eyes shine like a light bulb. She also gives him a big smile, revealing big white teeth and a big purple gums. Tahir also notices that she had a dimple on her left cheek. Her head is covered in a head veil as per the Libyan customs. Tahir suggests that they meet on Saturday. She says no, a sweet note to conceal her eagerness to accept the tomato soup offer. Enthusiasm to say yes would be unseemly for a Libyan woman. Tahir mistakes the sweet, deceptive no for a sour no. He cannot stand the ungracious rejection. He storms back to his office in a fit of fury, vowing to pay back. And revenge, he does. He slaps Rahma during the Heritage Week when she removes her head, veil, and impediment for the laboratory work. He does it ostensibly to punish a female colleague violating the culture, but in truth, he only does it as vengeance out of disappointment and humiliation of rejection. Without thinking, Rahma hits back. Tahir loses his left eye when she strikes back with a letter opener. He spends a month in hospital, and when he is discharged, he is bitter and vengeful. He wins the case, and Rahma loses her eye according to the an eye for an eye Hammurabic verdict. This victory of revenge leaves Tahir with an air of unrelenting sorrow and self-hatred instead of joy. The agony is compounded by artificial eye concealing the hole in his face. He sinks into deep gloom and leaves Tripoli for Benghazi for a retreat in solitude to escape nagging friends trying to talk him out of his anguish. Indeed, revenge only causes more pain rather than relief. Thirdly, Comrade Melusi Ngobile tries to attack Zimbabwe's president in a bid to avenge his wife Ziliza, but ends up with an egg on his face when he is ignominiously seized and whisked away by security guards. Zimbabwe's president commits many atrocities against Melusi and his Ndebele tribesmen, but the biggest pain emanates from the death of his dear wife. First, the new ruler refuses to appoint Comrade Melusi minister solely on ethnic grounds. He is Shona when Melusi is Ndebele, therefore a perceived enemy. He also sacks the leader of Melusi's group for supposedly plotting to execute a coup. Anti-government protests that erupt following this dismissal result in a cruel response from the government. The 5th Brigade, Gukurahundi, unleashes untold terror on the Ndebele insurgents, killing many people, including Ziliza, that is Melusi's wife. They strangled her and splayed her on the kitchen floor as if in a taunt, with her eyes popping out in a deathly stare. The bigotry with which the new ruler treats Ndebele is a story of the Torres tribes, fought as allies against me, the colonial master. Furthermore, the ruler uses Murambasibina to expel the urban poor from the slums without warning or alternative settlement. They chew Comrade Melusi up and spit him out. He daydreams about his wife, who has been dead for the last 20 years, yet his bitterness lingers still. In a photo, she mournfully pleads with him to avenge her death. While standing at attention, he executes a wobbly salute and swears that he will revenge her death. The next day, when he attempts to execute the vengeance, his plan is nipped in the bud when the hawk-eyed security guard at the summit grabbed him by the collar before he could attack the off-field president, his arch-nemesis. He is then shamelessly whisked away. When the summit reconvenes, he does not resurface. Revenge can indeed be an effort of futility that aggravates rather than alleviates the victim's pain. Rahma regrets when she strikes brother back after Tahiri slaps her. Her instant revenge has far-reaching consequences that she finds out when Hammurabi's verdict goes against her. Rama is Engineer Tahiri's junior colleague. When he approaches her offering to take her out on a date, she conceals her eagerness to say yes but burying her response under layers of coyness. She simply gives him a big smile while her big eyes shine like a bulb but says nothing. When he persists, she says no, but she means yes. Yet to fill in the blanks, he misinterprets the sweet no for a sour no and vows to revenge. He slaps Rama as she is removing her head veil for work. Rama does not stop to think of her next step of action. She strikes back instead of restraining herself. She fails to reason logically in the heat of anger. She reacts on reflex after being hit first. She fails to consider future consequences. Turning the other cheek would have been a better response within it. She splits Engineer Tahiri's left eye open using a letter opener. She spends a month in hospital and comes back bitter and vengeful, taking her to court the same day. He affirms that he slaps her to stop her from imitating Americans and disgracing Libya. In her defense, she cites temporary insanity caused by extreme provocation. She regrets her thoughtless act of vengeance. When the court returns to a Hammurabic verdict, an eye for an eye, she cries, but the court is not moved. She loses her left eye through surgery. Rama's quest for vengeance causes her more pain in the long run. In conclusion, good students, tit for tat is a fair game, or so they say, but clearly, reprisal me was in a bad situation. Kimani Tahir, Melusi, and Rama moved from the frying pan into the fire while seeking vengeance, and that marks the end of this particular episode. And in case it is your first time you came across this work, guys out there, a thumbs up will do me good, a share with nice friends, and a nice soothing comment down the comment section, and let me get to hear your thoughts and sentiments. I try to do my best to get back or reach to you. And above all, I wish you the very best. Cheers.